Thank you very much, Sean. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to join me in thanking Dr. Sean Ng on the Theorbo, in case you're wondering what it is. Hello and welcome to graduation. I'm actually just here at the moment to brief the graduates about what's going to happen during your presentation. I just want to spend a couple of minutes to give you a quick overview of your participation for this afternoon's ceremony. Firstly, you should all have one of these seating tickets with a seating number on it, and hopefully you're sitting on the same seat. At this stage, once you've got your seat, you don't really need these tickets anymore, but you're welcome to keep them as a keepsake, or if you don't want to, you can just tuck it under your seat. Shortly, there will be an announcement, and you will be invited to stand for the academic procession and the national anthem. During the singing of the national anthem, we ask that you take off your hat or trencher unless you have pinned it to your head. Most people have a collapsible trencher. If you have a hard trencher like mine, the back section is actually this bit here that's a bit longer. So if you brought your own one, it might be one of these hard ones. So that should be at the back. And the tassel during the presentation should actually be on the left side, which represents that your degree has been conferred. Haven't been conferred yet, don't have to get in a hurry. But yeah, we don't actually have a part of the ceremony that addresses this, so as you're coming through and about to be presented, there will be a couple of staff members that will look after that for you to make sure it's on the left-hand side. And we usually try to have it on the rear, because for your handshake photo, if it's dangling in the front, it will get into the photo. Probably not the ideal spot. And so once we start the conferring, all the graduates will be asked to stand, and then we'll take graduates out one row at a time, starting from the back. And if it's not your turn to get up yet, you'll actually be asked to take your seat. So you don't have to worry about anything. We'll have some staff members coming around and taking graduates out one row at a time, starting from the back. If you're actually just in front of the row that's walking out, you might want to just lean forward a little bit so your trencher doesn't get knocked off by the people that are coming out of the rows. As you can see, the rows are a little tight. So we'll take you around that side of the building, around the back of the stage, and then you'll be waiting at the rear where you'll be handed with your degree. And then you'll process slowly up a ramp to me, actually. I'll be marshalling and just making sure that it's the right person that's getting presented. When it's your turn to be presented, I'll ask you to step forward onto that lectern over there. The Executive Dean, Professor Martina Mollering, will be presenting you at this stage. She basically will read out your name, and then you doff to her, she'll doff back. So it's just this, don't have to exaggerate it too much. So it's just doffing, and then you proceed to the middle. The Chancellor will already be standing here in the middle of the stage, ready to shake your hand. And then you just turn to the front to have your handshake photo taken. So this photo gets taken regardless of whether you've ordered one or not. You may, at some later stage, decide you want to buy it, and it will be there for you to purchase. There's a little difference for our research graduates today. So if you have a thesis title, if you're a Master of Research or a PhD, your thesis title will get read out as well. So wait for that before you storm to the middle. So I'll read your name and your thesis title as well, and then you can proceed to the middle to have your handshake photo taken. And also, if you're receiving the Vice Chancellor's commendation, that also gets read out at the same time as well. So you can wait for that before you proceed to the middle for the handshake. If you're worried about how you look as you're processing around the back, like I said, we'll have some staff at the back who will make sure that you look pristine, everything's in the right place, so there's pretty much nothing else you have to really worry about at this stage. So today, the Chancellor, the Honourable Michael Egan AO, who will be presiding at this ceremony. So the handshake will be taken here. And after the ceremony, you can actually, when you head down to the refreshments marquee, next to it is the atrium, and you can actually preview the photo as well. If you haven't decided whether you want one or not, you can preview it and then make a decision there as well. So after you've received your degree and you've exited from the ramp at the back, most of our graduates, other than the PhDs, you actually come down the bottom, and then you don't actually return to your seat. You kind of end up on the opposite end. So if you've got any belongings, pass it on to your guests or leave it into the cloakroom. But if it's just a bottle of water or if it's your ticket, just leave it under the seat. We'll have ushers on the side who will help you to get organised and get you back to the row. So everybody that's returning from their presentation can have a seat to go back to. But if you're a PhD, after you've received your degree and walked across the stage, you will actually have one of these chairs up here for you to sit on. So PhDs will be on the stage after you've been presented. And just another point about mobile phones, we prefer that you have them switched off so it doesn't disturb anybody during the ceremony. And when you're being presented, try to refrain from taking selfies on the stage while you're being presented. But, you know, if you're waiting to be presented and you're feeling a little bored, yeah, take a selfie. You can hashtag MQGrads because that'll be featured on our social media site as well. And then at the end of the ceremony, well, after you've all been presented, that's the part all done for the presentation, and then you're pretty much just waiting for the ceremony to finish after a couple of more speeches. And then when it's all done, the procession will be standing up. They exit the graduation hall first, and then followed by the graduates, and with the graduates we take you out 2 rows at a time. And then once all the graduates are out, then the guests can leave the hall either from the same entrance that you came out from, that becomes the exit, or there's other exit points from that side of the building and also from the rear, but they're probably the easiest ones to get to. For some of the guests that may need a bit of assistance to get down to the refreshments marquee, we actually have a few buggies that are available for you to use, so they can actually drive you down to the refreshments marquee as well. So pretty much that's quite a simple process, like I said, and we'll make sure you have nothing else to worry about and that you look perfect. So that's pretty much it. Thank you and good luck. I'll be back a little shortly. Good afternoon, everyone. We would like to welcome our graduates, families and friends here on what is a very special day for you, your Macquarie University graduation ceremony. Firstly, I would like to ask you all to please ensure that your mobile phone has been switched off. There are a couple of items I need to run through before the ceremony starts. Firstly, you are all welcome to take photographs during the ceremony. However, we do ask that you remain in your seats so that you do not impede the view of the other guests. Under no circumstances should anyone stand in the centre aisle or approach the stage. Please note that this ceremony will be streamed live on the Macquarie University YouTube channel. Should we have a situation that requires us to evacuate the building, please follow the instructions of our security staff. There are 4 exits from the graduation hall, 1 in each corner of the building, 2 in the back corners, and 2 in the front. You will also find our safety information on the back page of your program. Plaques, frames and photography services are available in the atrium next to the refreshments marquee. If you have pre-ordered a frame or plaque, please make sure you collect it there today. In a moment, the Chancellor of Macquarie University, the Honourable Michael Egan AO, accompanied by the academic procession, will enter the graduation hall. When the procession has arrived on the stage, Advanced Australia Fair will be performed and you are invited to join in the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the academic procession.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is searched by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. With joyful strains and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Here with us today, I can hear a few of them down the back there, and they are especially welcome. And I don't want their parents thinking that if they start to cry or make a noise, they have to take them out. They do not. We prefer them to stay here because we're not in any way bothered by the sound of children. I mean, a graduation is a celebration, and every celebration is enhanced by the presence of children and the noises they make and the mischief they get up to. And in any event, we've learnt from past experience that if a child wails through a graduation ceremony, they're back within 25 years to take out their first PhD. So please, don't be embarrassed. Don't think you have to take them out. But it is my very great privilege today, as Chancellor of Macquarie University, to preside at this very important celebration. First, let me welcome our graduands, and I hope today will be a very happy and a very memorable occasion for all of you, because you do deserve to take pride, great pride, in your graduation. Completing a degree is never easy. You need an intelligent and inquiring mind, you need determination and perseverance, and you need to make many sacrifices. So welcome and congratulations to each and every one of you, and I really do hope that today will be a very happy day for all of you. Now, it will only be a great day if you all relax. Some of you look very nervous, as though you're about to go into the exam room rather than collect your degree. Nothing can go wrong, I can assure you of that. The worst thing that can happen is your trencher falls off. If it does, we pick it up and plonk it back on your head. Or occasionally, someone trips and falls over. Well, that's why we've got these people here. Their sole job is to pick you up and send you on your way. And we pay them a lot of money to do that. So, welcome to all of you. Today I also want to welcome, and especially welcome, those of you who are sitting behind our graduands or on that side of the room as the invited guests of all of our graduands. Because if you think about it for just a moment, you've all obviously done well. The very fact that you're here, the fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share one of the great days of their lives is proof positive that you've been very important in their lives and in the successes that we celebrate today. So mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, cousins, sons and daughters, grandmothers and grandfathers, friends, husbands and wives, partners, boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, or whatever you are, congratulations. And thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. And I don't want you thinking either that observing today's graduation is the end of your role, because I have another important service for you to perform for our newest graduates, as they will soon become. I want you to make sure that the degrees they receive today are never ever put in a bottom drawer, but are always proudly displayed in a position of prominence. In other words, if our graduands are too self-effacing to proclaim their success, you make sure you do it for them. Now, the ceremony that we're about to participate in is one of the world's oldest social rituals. For centuries, graduates have been donning robes just like the ones our graduands are wearing today and participating in ceremonies just like this one. There are some 50 universities in the world which can trace their history back more than 500 years. Now, obviously, Macquarie is not one of them. We are relatively young, only 52 years old. At least that's young to someone of my age. Might not sound young to some of our undergraduates today, but it is young. Certainly, as universities go, we're a very, very young university. We proudly take our name from Australia's greatest colonial governor, Governor Lachlan Macquarie, a man whose greatness and achievements were never acknowledged by his contemporaries, but only by history. Now, those of us who went to school here in New South Wales learnt that Macquarie was a great builder, but his greatest legacy had nothing to do with bricks and mortar. Instead, it was the ethos that he established, much to the chagrin of the British authorities, of an egalitarian society, because it was Macquarie's insistence that in this fledgling convict colony there be no distinction between the free and the freed that was the foundation of the Australian notion of a fair go for all. And that is the legacy that here at Macquarie we will always aim to maintain and honour. After our first 51 years, we now have more than 167,000 Macquarie graduates living in more than 142 countries. Macquarie is a very modern and outward-looking university. From our beginnings, we have defied the traditional boundaries of academia. We have pioneered and continue to pioneer learning and teaching approaches that challenge conventions and shift thinking. Our students play a major role in their own learning and are empowered to guide what and how they learn. We are also research pioneers. Our framework for the future, world-leading research with world-changing impact, is brought to life by renowned researchers whose bold and innovative solutions to issues of global significance greatly benefit the world we live in. I wonder how many of you are aware that Wi-Fi, something that almost all of us use every day in our lives these days, was developed by Macquarie University scientists and CSIRO scientists. It wasn't developed at Harvard or Princeton or Oxford or Cambridge, not even at the ANU, but here at Macquarie University in conjunction with the CSIRO. And that's something that we're very, very proud about. We've also been investing heavily in new facilities. On the way here today, you may have seen the Macquarie University Hospital, which is only a few years old. The hospital forms part of a very exciting medical enterprise, which will become Australia's first fully integrated academic health sciences centre under the leadership of a university. I might say too, it is a first-rate hospital. I can attest to that personally. About 2 years ago, I was a patient for three days, and I can assure you the standard of care is absolutely first class, especially if you're the Chancellor. So I recommend it to you. Other outstanding facilities include the Australian Hearing Hub, a world-leading institute in hearing and language sciences, a state-of-the-art media centre, a newly launched simulation hub for teaching and research, and cutting-edge science labs. So we're looking forward and we're on the move. Here at Macquarie, we have a very clear and straightforward mission, and that mission is to transform people's lives and to improve the lives not just of our own students, but also of people all around the globe by the work and achievements of our graduates and by the fruit of our research. We want Macquarie always to be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of knowledge and understanding. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. And graduands, in just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. Now, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, it's now my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Cheryl Koenig. Now, Cheryl is a Sydney-based author. She's published 4 books, most recently a book called, I think, With Just One Suitcase, which she might even tell us something about later. She's still promoting her 4th book, so please take the opportunity. And she has a very, very fascinating background. We might even hear something about that. In 2009, she was named the New South Wales Woman of the Year for her huge commitment to community and fundraising work. In 2014, she received the Medal of the Order of Australia for services to people with disabilities, their families and carers. Her involvement with disability services arose out of caring and advocacy for her son, who was severely injured in a motor vehicle accident. Cheryl volunteers much of her free time, assisting in development of government policy and services in the healthcare arena, as well as speaking at various conferences and community groups. She is passionate about advocating for carers to be validated for the important role they play in society. I now invite Cheryl Koenig to deliver the occasional address. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cheryl Koenig.
Thank you, Chancellor. I would like to begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land, the Darug people, and pay my respects to elders both past and present. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of faculty, staff, distinguished guests, graduates and proud family and friends. I'm very honoured to be invited to speak here today at Macquarie University, one of Australia's finest, as we've just heard. My sincere congratulations go to each one of the graduates on this very significant milestone. I have a son who is a structural engineer, so I understand just how hard you have all worked. I remember the all-nighters fueled with coffee, energy drinks and junk food, the unkempt appearance, the vagabond stench, or was it just my son who, for much of his uni life, resembled Tom Hanks from Castaway? Despite the kind introduction by the Chancellor, right now most of you are probably wondering, who the heck is this strange lady and what makes her so special? Well, let me state up front, there is absolutely nothing special about me. First and foremost, I am just your average wife and mum. But like a lot of people here, I do wear many hats. My most important, however, and the one that I truly identify best with, is that of being a carer. Identity is important. Identity is what makes us unique. Not only is it how we view the world, but it's also how the world views us. However, in Australian culture, as you're about to find out when you head out into the workplace, identity is tied closely to profession. Often, after introductions are made, the first question we are asked is, what do you do? And of course, if the response is to the effect of, I work in medicine, law, government, or perhaps academia, most of us would have a similar reaction of, quite impressive. But what if the answer came back as, my name is Cheryl Koenig and I am a carer? What do you think of me? Really? Like it or not, there is a sense of esteem that is attached to occupation. But regardless of societal status, culture or creed, caring is an integral part of life. Because the reality is, no matter what letters or titles stand before or after your name, there are only 4 categories of people in this world. Those who have been carers, those who are currently carers, those who will be carers, and those who will need carers. So let me introduce myself again and perhaps give you a better sense of the esteem I attach to caring. Here I go. Hello, my name is Cheryl Koenig. What is it I do, you ask? Why, I have the single most important job in the world, and it's not the Chancellor. I am a carer. What's that? You heard I was an author of 4 books, Australia Day Ambassador, New South Wales Woman of the Year, have an OAM for my charity work, etc., etc. Oh, well, yes, that's all good and true. And don't get me wrong, that's all terribly, terribly important work. But above all that, in fact, towering way above that, is my role as the carer of my adorable 31-year-old son who was hit by a speeding car aged just 12 and sustained an extremely severe traumatic brain injury. It is the job I am most proud of. It tells you more about me, my values and ethos than any other role or accolade. And in my opinion, there is no job more worthwhile than enhancing the health or happiness of another individual, because in that very act, you are changing their world for the better. Inspired by your teachings from within these hallowed halls, your values and ambitions may lie in tackling vital issues like environmental sustainability, cultural conservation, or social justice. Never underestimate that your actions, however small or in any arena, have the power to add up to great changes to the world of your choosing. Having a desire to impart global change is admirable, but global change is the work or governance by many people at various levels. I believe the true marker of success is measured not by the scale of change, but rather by constructive change to even one person's world. Leadership and change can happen in your home, in your community, your workplace. It will happen wherever you are passionate about your cause and determined to work hard. Without doubt, your degrees would have taught you that having a positive mindset helps tackle life's challenges, such as the stress of exam times, and I bet you're glad that they're over. But it's also true in broader terms. A positive thinker will see the opportunity within the difficulty, whilst a negative thinker sees only the difficulty. Today, of course, is a happy occasion, a proud, happy, wonderful occasion, a great day, one that you should remember forever. But it is also a profound truth that few of us go through life without personal adversity. I believe we learn more from sadness and difficulty than from any other time. So I'll give you an example of my family's journey, as I also believe that it is a human need to be told stories about who we are, why we are, where we've come from, so we may know what may be possible. Things were going pretty well for my little family up until our son Jonathan got hit by a car. Then, not just his, but all our lives got turned upside down in a split second. We were told by the experts that if he survived, he would most likely never walk, talk or eat again. Well, we weren't going to settle for that, were we? Stubborn, you say? My bloody oath. Am I allowed to say that, Jesse? Thank you. No one was going to tell me what my son's potential was going to be. I wasn't going to let the negative thinkers shape his destiny nor his identity. So Team Jono set to work, and for the next decade my husband and I worked 8 to 10 hours a day on his physical and cognitive rehab. And today he not only walks well, but he can run, snow ski, play the piano, swim, play tennis, he's got a list a mile long, drives, and he works 5 days a week in 4 part-time jobs. Now that's determination, his determination, and that's courage. And courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. I've been afraid many, many times, and I probably will be afraid many more. But courage means you don't let the fear stop you. I believe the most crucial investment we can make as individuals is in our shared social well-being. Generosity, giving back to society, is an expression of spirit, and spirit is priceless. Your spirit, as you are now past the baton of humanity, can cultivate the fundamental principles required to allow the marginalised, like carers, the displaced, the homeless, to become members of modern society with basic human rights such as equality and autonomy, and of course what I alluded to earlier, respect and dignity. Finally, as you write the next great chapter of your life stories. My wish is that you identify with a group of positive thinkers. No matter what life challenges you may face, find the opportunity within the difficulty. Don't be afraid to take risks, to stumble and fall, because only through hitting the ground can you experience that feeling of triumph that comes from the climb back up, and go forward to make the world of your choosing, a better place. Thank you.
Well, graduands and ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree that was an inspirational occasional address. Cheryl reminded me of a few stories, in fact many stories. I'll relate one of them because she made the point that it's not just the big things that people do that are important. Very often it's the little things that really make a huge difference to the world. Some years ago, when I was still a politician, we were having a cabinet meeting at the Children's Hospital out west. And at morning tea, we were talking to some of the paediatricians. And one of them said, I was talking to one in particular, and he said, "Tell me, how did you get involved in politics?" And I told him. And so I said, "How did you get involved in medicine?" And he said, "It's like this." He said, "I was studying medicine at Sydney University. I failed one year hopelessly, and I was heading for the next year's exams, certain that I was going to fail again." And he said, I was on, I forget now whether it was a bus or a train, but he said, I was clearly distraught. And a lady sitting next to me asked me what was wrong. And he said, I blurted it out that I was going to get off the bus or the train or whatever and go home because I was going to fail a second year and get thrown out. He said the lady said nothing, but the next stop, when she was about to get out, she put her hand on his arm, looked him in the eye and said, "Now just promise me one thing, you will never give up." And he said he went on to the university for his exams. To his great surprise, passed, and of course the rest is history. Now I often wonder how many sick children and how many parents of sick children will forever be in the debt of that lady whose name no one knows. A simple little gesture of kindness that had enormous repercussions. So what Cheryl has said is really worth taking note of. She's also right in saying that caring is one of the great professions, perhaps the greatest. The former Governor of New South Wales, Dame Mari Bashir, often used to say, and she, by the way, was a doctor and an academic. She was an academic doctor at Royal Prince Alfred Hospital and Sydney University. But she always used to say that the three most important professions were not medicine, they were plumbing, and in fact she held the #1 plumbing licence in New South Wales, because when you think about it, what plumbers did for public sanitation has saved more lives than any doctor will ever be able to save. The second one was teaching, and the third one was nursing. Now, she could well have said caring, because it really is, and I see it at the moment. I've got an elderly mother in a nursing home, and I'm just amazed at the great work that the nursing staff and the carers, they're not all nurses, do for the old people in this nursing home. So Cheryl, thank you for that really great inspirational occasional address, and I'm sure you'd all like to join with me once again in thanking Cheryl for it. Now we now come to the key part of the ceremony, the reason that we're here, and that is the conferring of degrees. Now, I said earlier, there's nothing to be worried about at a graduation ceremony, but this is the bit that makes me a little bit nervous, because I'm told that if I confer a degree on someone who's not eligible to receive it, there's nothing I can do to take it back. So I've got to make absolutely certain that you're all qualified to graduate today, that none of you were ever late in submitting an assignment, and that none of you ever skipped a class. So I'm going to call upon the Deputy Registrar, Mr Jonathan Wiley, to give me those guarantees and formally certify your eligibility to receive your degree today. Jonathan, can you please do that for me?
Chancellor, I certify that all candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have fulfilled the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees or diplomas they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees or diplomas please now stand?
In the name of the Council of Macquarie University, and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees and diplomas for which you have qualified. Graduates, congratulations.
Please be seated. Chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Arts. Students and staff in the faculty work together within and across disciplinary boundaries to ask questions about socially complex problems. They identify paths of research, analyse and communicate ideas in creative formats, and reflect on the skills and knowledge they will need to understand the world, both past and present. Students are encouraged to use their skills and talents to connect with local and global communities. The faculty includes research and study areas in ancient history, anthropology, English, Indigenous studies, international studies, law, media, music, communication and cultural studies, modern history, politics and international relations, philosophy, sociology, and security studies and criminology. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Martina Mullering, Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates. Professor Mullering.
Chancellor, included amongst the awards being conferred this afternoon is the posthumous award of Postgraduate Diploma of Policy and Applied Social Research to Erina Carmel-Johnson. Erina Johnson was a proud feminist, a woman who was strongly committed to achieving a distinction in her degree. Erina was a strong advocate for women's issues and social justice, a great loss at the age of 38. The conferring of a posthumous degree recognizes the passion, commitment, and enthusiasm in her pursuit of study. Erina's family are here today, and her sister Patricia is here to accept the posthumous degree on behalf of Erina. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates from the Faculty of Arts whom you have admitted to degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts with the Bachelor of Science, Hamish Andrew Ritchie. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Melanie Beamish. Leonie Bozecki. Sebastian Thomas Bohm. Lazarella Cheches. Elizabeth Clinton. Benjamin James Coote. Jessica Hope Enever. Jennifer Gallagher. Bianca Sarah Gendon. Sarah Ashley Gill. Divya Gamdagni. Bryden Gary Jones. Daniel Knight. Andrew Kovar. Monica Jennifer Lai. Jamie Lee MacDonald. Joël Mattea Marin. Daniel Luke Martin. Bronte Elizabeth MacDonald. Yuk Ling Ong. Sarah Theodora Maria Neeson. Nicole Samantha O'Dowd. Robin Palmer. Kristen Pastorelli, who has been awarded the Vice Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Christina Prutchevich. Valeria Janet Viralba Gamara. Laura Sargent. Jennifer N. Swenson-Smith. Henny Truwin. Grant Walker. Sabrina Yee. Aaron Lee Young. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Philosophy, Jeffrey Alexander Zeroiko. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Planning, Elias Bumeri. Madeleine Louise Brown. James Gibbison. Andrew Golden. Thomas Howell. Caitlin Bridget McNally. Patrick John Warren. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science, Abigail Joy Steiner. Lisa Michelle Stevenson. David Tran. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Social Science, Georgia Bice. Eloise Brady. Kate Ellen Broughton. Christina Caradonna. Kathleen Chester. Stephanie Cole. Michael Richard Davis. Sylvia Flarendes. James Anthony Fontana. Emma Gambino. Holly Louise Jennings. Ngo Tao Lam. Michael Loomis. Sarakshi Mathur. Tess Miller. Elizabeth Natalie O'Connell. Osayonamen Onagiz. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Eileen Teresa O'Leary. Osayonamen Onagiz. David Parisi Smythe. Alexandra June Nancy Price. Tyler Jade Ryder. Rebecca Jane Shong. Jessica Jean Small. Megan Janice Spear. Irene Alexandra Squires. Christopher James Stapleton. Timothy Sutty. Ha Yang Yoon. Dragana Zetsuvic. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Policing, Intelligence and Counterterrorism with the Master of International Security Studies. Zahari Putra Enderton. Holly Barton, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Nina Buya Rebag. Alexander Stelios Christou. Jordan Crawford. Alexander George Dunaev. Warwick Yunkasikum. Claire Liane Kubitsky. Payal Sharil Kumar. Samantha Cassie Long. Karakon Akyumat. Benjamin John McInnery. Walia Muhyiddin. Philomena O'Grady. Molly Ryden. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Development Studies and Culture Change, Therese Kanti. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Master of Environmental Planning, Patrick Olivier Wade. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of International Security Studies, Michael Keith Carlson. Jacqueline Adriana Giovannucci Gill. Sarah Holmes. Casey Lee Rogers. Arash Sinai Mamihani. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Policing, Intelligence and Counterterrorism, Susan Ashley Delibasic. Douglas Alexander Fry. Daniel Thomas Marston Ganon. Amy Elissa Lego. Samuel McClintock. Adam John Neves. Adam William Rao. Jeremy Thomas Ryan. Mara Louise Spence. Talisa Troy. Henry Leonard Ward, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Amanda Jane Woods. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Policy and Applied Social Research. Kumoda Kumarihami Warapitya Baneka Mudiyan Selagai Walawa. Siobhan Patricia Clark. Simon Jury Kalman. Nicola Fraser. Jacqueline Ellis Millen. Amy Virginia Pereira. Madeline Story. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Politics and Public Policy. Rachel Louise Elliott. Daniel Kate Forsyth, who has been awarded the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for Academic Excellence. Sarah Jane Harris. Ayman Nasayi Soban. Pavitra Varatalingam. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Sustainable Development, Bradford Carl Jeffreys. Stephen Yataksam. I present the diplomate awarded the postgraduate diploma in applied anthropology, Anupam Purnima Singh. I present the diplomate awarded the postgraduate diploma of Policing, Intelligence and Counterterrorism, Nicholas Owens. I present the diplomate awarded the postgraduate diploma of Policy and Applied Social Research, Iris Rojas. I present diplomats awarded the Graduate Diploma of Arts, Jeffrey Jones. Michael Gunnar Littman. I present the graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research and the University Medal for Philosophy. Peter Clutton, who has been awarded with distinction for a thesis entitled Delusion and Belief, a Cognitive Phenomenological Defense of Doxasticism. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Research. Lucinda Levershall-Casbold for a thesis entitled Bicycle Body City, Experiences of Urban Cycling in Copenhagen. Rachel Louise Chapman for a thesis entitled Asking for It, a comparative analysis of legal and pedagogical representations of sexual consent and the lived experiences of young people. Daniel Chun Wo Chao for a thesis entitled Neurolaw, Potential Applications of fMRI in Courts. Anne-Marie Dabinet for a thesis entitled The Living, the Dead and the Disappeared, Memory Activism in Post-Dictatorship Argentina. Nathan Ashley Everson for a thesis entitled Phenomenology phenomenology and normativity, a Merleau-Pontian approach to animal ethics. David Hooker, for a thesis entitled Leadership in the Reborn Caliphate, Thematic Network Analysis of ISIL's Ezain Dabig. Michael Edward Ledger, for a thesis entitled What Makes Us Responsible? Fischer and Ruiza on Implicit Attitudes. Natasha Nafisa MacDonald, for a thesis entitled A St. Giles Case, Negotiating Mental Illness, Treatment and the Adverse Impact of Stigma in Suva, Fiji. Brendan Patrick Morgan, for a thesis entitled Anti-Haitanismo, an Embodied Discourse. Jodie Scallon, for a thesis entitled Be a Sport? Connecting Past Participation in Sport and Gender Inequality in Australia's Largest Corporate Law Firms. Matthew Mark Tuxford, for a thesis entitled Complexity and Mechanism, Toward a Unified Methodology for Economic Science. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Gillian Vita Laurel Bowen, for a thesis entitled Paying Guests, Between Kinship and Capital, an ethnography of boarding house residents in urban South India. Dr. Mani Laura Graham, who studied under a co-tutel joint PhD agreement with Stockholm University, Sweden, for a thesis entitled Post-Colonial Nature Conservation and Collaboration in Urban Protected Areas, Everyday Relations at Makassar Dunes, Wolfgat Capes, Cape Town, South Africa. Dr. Laura Hammersley, for a thesis entitled It's About Dignity, Not Dependency, Reciprocal Relationships in Undergraduate Community-Based Service Learning. Dr. Tracy Ann Llanera, for a thesis entitled Richard Rorty, Rethinking Redemption in Modernity. Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of the graduates from the Faculty of Arts.
Chancellor, I now call on Holly Barton, who is graduating today with a Master of Policing, Intelligence and Counter-Terrorism with the degree of Master of International Security Studies, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Ms. Barton.
Thank you, Chancellor. Chancellor and distinguished faculty, from the outset, I would like to thank our families who are here today and the significant people in our lives that we have chosen to share this special and memorable day. This includes friends and family that may not be here but are watching this stream online. It has been with your support and understanding that we have been able to focus and immerse ourselves in our respecting degrees. I would also like to thank the people that have challenged us through this process. Lively dialogue, stimulating questions, and a passion for the subject matter makes all the difference between simply learning the facts or actually engaging with the world around us. It is incredible that we are already here. Last year was the present, and this moment now, the much anticipated future. As the philosopher George Santayana has stated, we must welcome the future, remembering that soon it will be the past. And we must respect the past, remembering that it was once all that was humanly possible. To actively participate and present and pave the way for the future is all we can ask of ourselves. This study has provided us with the theoretical understanding of key issues in history, and it is now up to us to adapt the theoretical and turn it into practical insights. 2016 is an incredibly exciting time to graduate from our degrees. The resources we have at our fingertips are vastly different from 5, 10, or 20 years ago. This is an era of interconnectedness. Yet with such ease to access information, the importance of relationships and the networks that individuals cultivate is essential in facilitating the flow of information. The individuals of our 2016 cohort are not bound by geography or culture. The people graduating today have excelled due to determination, perseverance, and a drive to succeed. Who knows where every individual will move to, what department or organisation that they will join. Yet what can be known are the networks we have cultivated and the relationships we develop. The degrees that today's cohort have undertaken are necessary and integral disciplines that hold central focus globally and indeed domestically and regionally. The issues are not only complex, but they are multifaceted and constantly emerging. It is in this environment that learning cannot be viewed as static or as an outcome or degree that was once accomplished. Learning is an ongoing process and requires a fluid mentality that adapts and responds to change as it occurs. Learning asks questions and seeks more information. It is solution-focused and not problem-orientated. In the degrees we have just completed, these skills have been honed, and it is up to us to now continue learning. Be that learning a language, be that learning new ropes in a job, or as many may already have started, future research to commence a PhD. This master's degree has provided me with numerous opportunities, whether that be the option to undertake an internship, attend conferences in Sydney or other states, and of course, the newly formed study tour in Washington, DC. During this master's, I learnt the importance of working towards specific goals and being ready to accept the opportunities when they are presented. It is with a positive mindset and a passion to engage and learn that you meet like-minded people and your network expands. For me, the last 18 months has been an incredible experience where I have been challenged and I have been inspired by the subject matter and those around me. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Fred Smith, who has greatly assisted my professional development through his mentoring and guidance. Fred, you give everything 150%, and your motto of always on, which translates to an awareness of the world and what is going on within it, are just two takeaways of the many that I have adopted for my own career and life. So thank you. For some, the study undertaken may have been an additional qualification to assist in a developed career. For others, it is just the start of your career. Whatever the case, congratulations to all my fellow classmates. I wish you all the best for the year ahead and for the future that we are now in. Thank you.
Well done, Holly. That was a first-class speech. I congratulate you on it. And I congratulate you on your, well, double masters, really, a Master of Policing Intelligence and Counter-Terrorism with a degree of Master of International Security Studies. Now, as Holly said, learning is a continuing process. We never should stop learning because we learn till the moment we die. But Holly, just because you've already got 2 master's degrees doesn't mean you don't need to come back and perhaps get a PhD or 2. But whatever you do, congratulations, and I do hope that you maintain an association with Macquarie University. I think Holly deserves another great round of applause. Well, I mean, that wasn't too bad, was it? That glorious voice, ladies and gentlemen, belongs to Angela Brewer. And you're very lucky that Angela was singing at your graduation today, because there was a chance that she wouldn't be able to make it. And if she hadn't been able to make it, I was going to do the singing. Would you like to hear Angela sing a little bit more? Would you like that? All you've got to do, hold your horses. All you've got to do is enrol in another degree, and I'll make sure that she's singing at your next graduation. Please join with me in giving Angela another great round of applause. We also have some fabulous musicians, of course, on the organ over there, Dr. James Forsyth. On the flute, Dr. Chai Chang Ning. And for the first time we have, and I'm not acquainted with this word, a theorbist, and that's Dr. Sean Ing. Where is he? Is he there? Oh, well. And I'd also like to take the opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community who volunteer their services at our graduations to make sure that everything goes well on your graduation day. I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking them as well. Now, as part of this graduation ceremony, we also honour staff from the Faculty of Arts and the Learning and Teaching Centre who have been awarded the Australian Office for Learning and Teaching citation for outstanding contribution to student learning 2015. And I now call upon Professor John Simons, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, to read the citation. Professor Simons.
Chancellor, it gives me great pleasure to invite Dr. Trudy Ambler and Dr. Jade Kahir to stand. Dr. Trudy Ambler and Dr. Jade Kahir, along with Dr. Marina Harvey, who is unable to join us at today's ceremony, are 2015 winners of the Australian Office for Learning and Teaching National Citation for outstanding contribution to student learning. This is the citation. For their scholarly, flexible and innovative approach to mentoring that enhances the training of higher education teachers and the student experience. Doctors Harvey, Ambler and Kahir pioneered the introduction of a scholarly approach to mentoring that is specific to the needs of teachers and students in higher education. The Spectrum approach to mentoring initiates and supports professional learning activities in learning and teaching and research, as well as general mentoring and mentoring for learning and teaching awards and grants. Key to this approach is our quality teacher-to-teacher learning relationships which enhance the student learning experience. Spectrum mentoring is goal-oriented and encompasses mentoring relationships ranging from those that are ongoing and sustained over an extensive period of time to those that are shorter term and aligned with a particular task or focus. The term spectrum was strategically chosen to signify the range of mentoring relationships that can be formed, and these options include, but not exclusive to, one-to-one, group, peer, online and compound mentorings. Marina, Trudy and Jade research broadly in the discipline of education, specifically in learning and teaching, and disseminate their findings through scholarly journals and book publications. Chancellor, I present you truly worthy recipients of an Australian Office for Learning and Teaching citation for outstanding contribution to student learning.
Well, graduates, this ceremony marks the end of one stage in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with Macquarie. From today on, for the rest of your lives, you are part of the bigger Macquarie family, which is our alumni, and part of the network of 167,000 Macquarie alumni spanning the globe. We'll keep in touch with you through our alumni program, which is focused on lifelong learning, lifelong support and lifelong connections. Our commitment to you is to help you keep in touch and engaged with Macquarie throughout your life. So please do make sure that you come back to Macquarie, either to undertake more study, to attend alumni events, perhaps use our aquatic and fitness facilities, or even, if the mood takes you, come back with your family and friends to enjoy a picnic down by the lake. Well, now, graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges. But like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. Believe it or not, you, each and every one of you, can change the world. And you don't have to be a Nobel Prize winner to do it either. Because almost everything you do, in your homes, in your workplaces, and in your communities matters and can make a huge difference. The consequences of every effort, every action, large or small, can reverberate throughout society, through the decades, indeed the centuries. Even something as simple as a kind word or a kind gesture can often be the spark that ignites a great life or a great career or a great achievement. So as Chancellor of Macquarie University, I charge you to use what you have learned not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of the community. I charge you to use the skills and knowledge you have acquired with rigour and integrity, and to commit yourselves to a program of lifelong learning and inquiry. I charge you to recognise the worth and dignity of all people, particularly those who have not had the opportunities that you've enjoyed. I charge you to set high goals and to continue the hard work that has brought you so far. I charge you, wherever you go, go with all your heart. And in all you do, I charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. Now, graduates, I hope also that you'll always remember the people who have helped you along the way. Many of whom, of course, are here with you today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm now going to ask you graduates to do a couple of things. First, would all the new graduates please stand? Now I invite you to place your degrees on the seats behind you so that your hands are free. And please now turn around to face your families and your friends. And now I ask you to give them a mighty round of applause. Now, graduates can turn around, but don't sit down because we'll be leaving in just a moment. But I would remind all of you to pick up your degrees. Wouldn't like anyone leaving them behind. On the dais behind me here are some representatives of our academic community who also have been very, very important in your success today, and I'm sure you'd like to join with me in thanking them as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment I will lead the official party out, and it will be my great honour to invite our newest graduates and all of you to join us for refreshments overlooking the lake, and indeed to join the academic procession after the graduates. The official party will in a moment leave the graduation hall through the centre aisle, and as I say, will be followed by the graduates, and I then invite all of you to follow. Would everyone now please stand and remain standing until the last of the graduates have processed out. Well, graduates, I wish you the very best for the future. And in the words of the old Irish blessing, may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Graduates, good luck.